Facts First presents. This man got married and had a son, but he had to wait 16 years to see them for the first time. Gene Purdy grew up in Denver, Colorado. When he was young, he started to lose his vision, and it wasn't until he was 16 years old that he was diagnosed with Stargardt disease. It's an inherited condition that affects the retina. People with the condition start losing their vision when they are children or during adolescence. The condition is also known as juvenile macular degeneration, or JMD. According to WebMD, Stargardt disease is the most common form of juvenile macular degeneration. It's named after a German eye doctor named Carl Stargardt, who discovered the condition in 1901. It affects 1 in 10,000 children in the United States. The disease begins before the age of 20, and you may not even notice any vision loss until you're 30 or 40. The condition's diagnosed by yellow-white spots that appear in and around the macula, and if they cover the back of your eye, it's called fundus flavomaculatus. The condition's known to deteriorate vision to 20/200 or worse. That means a person would need to be standing 20 feet away from something to see it as clearly as a person with normal eyesight could see it from 200 feet away. Gene's condition was very severe and was only able to see a small amount through his peripheral vision. He's unable to see anything directly in front of him, so he has to assemble scenes in pieces. To read, he would use the zoom on his camera photo to see the text. Gene's impaired vision didn't allow him to give up on his life, though. He met a beautiful woman named Joy, and they were married. Shortly after the wedding, Joy gave birth to their son Lincoln. As happy as Gene was with his family, he hated the fact that he could barely see them. He knew there was a lot of things that he was missing in life thanks to his being blind. Despite Gene's vision problems, he loved to cook. He would lean in as close to the cookbook as possible to learn the recipe. As difficult as cooking was, Gene loved it. Joy says that he's actually a better cook than she is. Gene tried to find the joys in life, but his vision issues still left him frustrated. The family had been told time and time again that there was no cure for Stargardt disease. They believed there was nothing that could be done to help Gene. Gene had never been able to see his wife properly from the very day they met. He was also never able to see his son Lincoln. It was frustrating for the entire family until one day when Joy turned on the TV. And what she saw left her shaking and crying. She was watching The Rachel Ray Show, and there was a woman on the show who had the same disease as Gene. She talked about the technically advanced glasses that she has that helped her condition. When wearing the glasses, she was able to see much more clearly after 5 years of deteriorating vision. The woman said that within moments of putting the glasses on, she was able to see her sisters clearly for the first time in years. When Joy saw that interview, she realized there was hope for her husband Gene. She was sure that one day he'd be able to see her and their son. Joy wrote a letter to The Rachel Ray Show, and in the letter she told her family's story right from the beginning, and the producers were so touched by the letter they invited Joy and her family to the show. Before Gene put on the glasses, he talked to the producers. During the interview he said, "I don't think there are words for the moment that I first see my family." Joy was also interviewed before the show, and she discussed how she tried to get Gene's attention when they first met, but he walked right by her. She waved to get his attention, but he kept walking. When she asked him what the big deal was, he told her that he was blind. And that didn't bother her. She asked him to sit down and talk to her. When the family was on stage, Taylor West from eSight came out. They're a company that makes the special glasses, and he explained that the glasses had a camera inside that records what the person wearing them is looking at. There's also an interior computer that enhances the image, allowing the person to see more clearly. When he looked at Joy wearing those glasses, he had a huge smile on his face and said, "Wow, she's pretty." When he looked at his son, he became incredibly emotional. And soon the entire family was crying. When Rachel Ray asked Joy how she was feeling, she said, "Hopeful." Subscribe for more.